What's happening, folks? Welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. It is time for the starting 11 prediction for tomorrow's home game against Aberdeen. It's obviously only about 10 days since we last faced Aberdeen at Celtic Park, but the big difference this time is, of course, that Neil Lennon won't be in the dugout. It's John Kennedy's first game in interim charge of the team, so a lot to look forward to. Will we see anything different? Will we see changes in the team? A lot of discussion this week about how different can John Kennedy make it. Some people are really sceptical about it because he's been here along with Gavin Strachan and he's been part of this coaching setup that has really underperformed this season and under-delivered. But listen, I like John Kennedy. I think he talks well. That doesn't mean that he's the best coach in the world. I think the results will tell us a lot more than the way he's handled himself in the press conferences and stuff. But he has alluded to some areas that we need to improve. And I think it's telling. Some of the things that he's said have been telling. And listen, whether him and Neil Lennon were disagreeing about some things, about how we should set up, how we should play, how we should approach things, we don't know that. But I do think he talks well, and I hope that transpires into some sort of run of results and performances more than results, because we did just have 5 wins in a row there, but the performance level wasn't brilliant, and it wasn't where we know this Celtic team can get to. So I just hope that in these last 8 games we get a Celtic somewhere near their best and we can win as many of these games as possible. I don't think John Kennedy's in the running to be the long-term head coach, but I do hope that he can get a good tune out of the Celtic team in the next 8 games, and I wish him all the best in that. But the big thing for me is that I just feel optimistic about watching Celtic tomorrow for the first time in months. I've been resigned to the way this season had been going. I think, like a lot of people who I've spoken to, I've been apathetic for months and months, but I have got some sense of optimism about watching the team tomorrow, because I feel like a cloud has been lifted. I think the situation and how bad this season had become, we all knew that a change in manager was necessary, and I said months ago that I would have taken John Kennedy in interim charge just to change things, just to try and lift everybody, to boost the team's morale and lift the players, because whether everybody was with Neil Lennon or not, I think when things go that bad, some players will start to question his messages, they stop responding to things, some might disagree with his methods, anything. I think that's why new managers get a bounce when they go into football clubs, because everybody resets, they're refreshed, and I hope we see that for the Celtic team. But I'm just happy about feeling optimistic again and looking ahead to the future. And I know these 8 games are still dead rubbers, but I'm excited again at the prospect of a director of football coming in, talking about who the new head coach might be, and where the vision of the club might go to in the summer and beyond that. Aberdeen come into this one sitting 4th on 48 points. They haven't scored in any of their last 4 away games. They obviously did finally break their duck in terms of scoring in their home game last week, but they're still struggling away from home. It was a tight game against them 10 days ago. Clinging on, I think they were a much better team in the second half, Aberdeen. We did start the game well in the first 15-20 minutes, though, I have to say that. And if we can bring that level of performance over a whole 90 minutes, I would expect us to win again. But we don't want to have a slender lead and be clinging on the way we were in the last game, because that can invite pressure, and I think the way we're defending right now, you just never know when we're going to concede. So here we go. This is what I think John Kennedy's first Celtic starting 11 will look like. In goals, I do think Scott Bain will keep his place. Discussion this week again about whether we might see Barkas come in. I don't know about that. I would have liked to see Barkas this whole time. I think he needs a real long run of games in the team, and hopefully he can find some sort of confidence. He is new to the country. I know a lot of people have written him off. I understand that. I understand that he's massively underperformed this season. But if we're ever going to get something that looks like a Celtic number 1 out of him, I think he should have had a long run of games. But I do think Bain will keep his place tomorrow. I don't expect a change in goals. Back 4, it'll be John Joe Kenny. I do expect Stephen Welsh to line up beside Christopher Ayer at centre half. And at left back, we're likely to see a change because Greg Taylor went off injured. Pity for Greg Taylor, to be honest, because I think he was playing well in those 5 games that we'd won. But he's gone off injured. Laxalt will come in. Again, expecting much better for Laxalt in terms of final ball. It's been really poor. We've discussed that at length this season, but he'll definitely start at left back if Greg Taylor is out injured. In midfield, provided John Kennedy keeps the diamond, I think Sorrell will be at the base of it. I think Callum McGregor will obviously play on the left-hand side. I think Ryan Christie will play on the right-hand side, back in a more natural position for him, playing as an 8. Again, probably his best position is in the 10, but we can't not play David Turnbull in there at the minute. But I think it's so important that we get players in their correct positions. Ryan Christie's played up front a few times this season. It doesn't work. It's because it's not his best position. It's not where he's played his whole career. And I think Neil Lennon at times fell victim to trying to get too many technicians in the team, as he said before. If you go back to even the Cluj game and you think about starting Ryan Christie up front against Ferencváros, a lot of the times we've shoehorned players into positions that aren't their own, and I think we need to get players in the correct positions, because I think that's when we'll see the best level for the team. And as I say, Turnbull in the 10, I think everybody last weekend was poor against Ross County. There's no getting away for that. But Turnbull's best position is in there. He was a match winner the last time we played Aberdeen, so I think he'll start in there. And up top, I'm going to go with Odsonne Edouard with Lee Griffiths alongside him. I wouldn't be surprised to see Albie and Ajeti start. We've got to get, as I say, as I touched on with the midfield and Christie's situation, we've got to get 2 natural strikers up there. And I think it will be Griffiths to join Edouard. We've talked about Edouard's record against Aberdeen before. It is a relatively good one. He enjoys facing Aberdeen. So if that is the team and they are rejuvenated, they can bring a high level of performance, I would expect us to get a victory tomorrow. Like the video, comment with your own thoughts below. Who do you think will start tomorrow? What changes do you think we'll see in terms of style of play? Do you think we'll see any tweaks? I think John Kennedy alluded to some today. What do you think that will look like? And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you tomorrow for all of the matchday content as usual. Cheers.